Good morning, good afternoon, good evening internet, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Economical Rides. Today's video wasn't really planned, it just sort of happened. As it turned out, that was for the best, because I was unable to film any new videos this week because of the poor weather. As you can gather from the thumbnail, this video is mainly about the fact that with this tank of fuel, I managed to cover over 500 kilometers. And I shall go into a little bit more detail on that in a moment. And whilst I'm talking, I'll just show you some extra footage I filmed on an earlier ride, just to keep your eyes occupied whilst I'm talking. Originally, I intended to do a more scientific fuel economy run, riding a 100-kilometer route 5 times, thereby ensuring that the type of riding that was being done during the whole tank full was more or less the same. It just transpired that when I went to fill up with petrol the last time, the petrol pump attendant really brimmed the tank, so I figured, let's see how we go. Once I reached 400 kilometers and the fuel gauge was still showing 3 and sometimes 2 bars, I figured, okay, this was a very full tank full, it was quite well brimmed, let's just keep going. So keep going I did. As you can see here, I managed to do 508 kilometers before deciding it might be a good idea to refill the tank. As you can see here, when I did refill the tank took 13.39 litres. So based on these figures, we can say that with this tank of fuel, I achieved 107 imperial miles per gallon, 2.64 litres per 100 kilometers, or 0.026 litres per kilometre. Amazingly, this was in a totally mixed cycle environment. This wasn't the planned pure economy run, this fuel range was achieved during normal riding. The riding was very mixed. It was a mixture of my normal cruising, mountain riding, and there was also quite a fair bit of high-speed motorway riding at 90 to 100 kilometers per hour. This really was the range achieved in a completely mixed cycle. Bearing in mind that at the end of this run there was still 1.5 litres of fuel left in the tank, I do wonder just how far you could ride this bike if you were really concentrating on maximum fuel economy and running the tank down to the very last drops. We can estimate, knowing that the Meteor needs at least half a litre in the tank to draw any fuel at all. In my case, I would have been left with 1 litre of usable fuel left in the tank. With that 1 litre, I would imagine I could have ridden a possible another 40 kilometres, but obviously that would have been pushing things. But if I had done that, we would have been looking at a total range of 548 kilometres. So what can we conclude from this? Well, first of all, I really don't see that it would ever be a problem to do 400 kilometers on a tank full of fuel in any circumstance. In mixed riding, that would still leave you with well over 100 kilometers of range to try and find a fuel station. Having run the last couple of tankfuls of fuel fairly low down, I can also say that probably when the fuel gauge is showing more or less consistently 1 bar, then you would probably have near enough 100 kilometers of range left in the tank. I've seen that a couple of times. Once the swaying between 1 bar and 2 bars stops and the fuel gauge is more or less displaying a consistent 1 bar, from there you can probably ride until the fuel reserve odometer reaches about 100 kilometers. So I hope you found this video useful. If there are any questions you have, feel free to post them in the comments section. But really we can conclude that the Meteor is a super economical motorcycle, and it probably has a range which is barely matched by any other motorcycle out there. If you appreciated this video, please give me a like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, feel free to hit the subscribe button. That way you'll see my new content always appearing on your subscriptions feed. If you are an Uber fan, you can even hit the bell icon and you will receive a notification as soon as I've uploaded new content. Thank you for supporting my channel. I look forward to making a new video for you as soon as the weather improves. In the meantime, ride safely, take care, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.